Hello, my name is Ankan Roybardhan, and today we are going to speak about our pattern recognition project, which is based on character recognition using maximum correlation from optical scanned images. So let us see the outline of the project. First, we will discuss about the definition of character recognition, which is also known as text recognition. We will see some of the salient features and types in character recognition algorithms, because every algorithm has got a specific approach to solve the problem, and every algorithm has got some problems and types of solutions. Next, since our project is mostly stressed upon English characters, so we will train the engine with English characters and numbers, and subsequent stages of optical character recognitions and problems will be discussed henceforth in this project. Lastly, we will discuss about the project code, and we will walk through the simulation results. So what is OCR? OCR stands for Optical Character Recognition. So what we basically do is we scan the image which contains the text, and we have to convert it to a machine readable format, which is say .txt or .pdf. So this problem can be overall solved based on supervised and unsupervised learning methods. For our purposes, we will be focusing on supervised learning, and to be very specific, we would be using correlation and matching of whole characters with the learned set of characters, and this is how we will be going to solve our OCR problem. And OCR and other OCR applications are generally found in NFC passport, driving license reader, readers in postal departments, uh, number plate recognition from vehicles, book readers, etc. So let us understand the problem. We have these scanned images. First one is written by me with hand, and the second one is a scan of a document. Both are in black, but the same could be in any color and any background texture as well. So what we have to do is, the problem statement lies is to extract the area where only text is present, and then extract lines, then extract words, and finally letters. Once we have the letters at the output, we will try to correlate these letters with the set of letters, English alphabets, that we have in our library. Same goes on for the big set of words also. The difference is the simulation time goes up in this case, because you have to iterate through all the words, and eventually the size of the matrix which stores all the letters will go up eventually. So this is some of the examples of character recognition used in daily life. First one is driving license one. Second is the one used for scanning of address in the postal department, and the last one is the scanning of number plates, which are generally captured. The photos are captured from traffic lights. So the salient features to discuss about is the types somehow. Um, First one is the OCR is a part of OCR is also known as intelligent word or character recognition, which is mostly pointed towards handwriting scripts. So the writing styles and the scripts vary from person to person, and it makes the solution to the problem even harder if we use different scripts in our handwriting. Second one, and the one we are dealing in this project, will be optical character recognition, which is mostly pointed towards typewritten font or computer generated fonts and the scans of those fonts. So the newer OCR systems are generally solved or generally taken care of with the help of artificial neural network and feature extraction, and a combination of both of them. But these are computationally very challenging and also not economically viable when it is not very required. So for this project, as we said earlier, we will be using correlation based character recognition, but the initial part which is used in artificial neural network systems are the same, in our project also. So, but both of these process require a specific amount of training templates. We will see eventually. So these are the templates that we use. All these letters and the numbers, uppercase and lowercase, are all different bitmap images. These images has to be loaded on the engine first, and then the character recognition algorithm has a base to which it can compare to when it scans each letter. So this slide will be clear when we go through the project code demonstration. But the overall idea is to have a matrix which has all the letters, uppercase, lowercase, and the numbers, and it tries to compare each letter which is extracted out of the document scan. Each of the letters is compared or correlated with all the elements of this character vector. So now the stages of character recognition. First is image scanning, which is very important because the ability of any character recognition algorithm is how good a scanning is, and most of the work job is done if there is a clear scan and if a laser scanner is used and most of the noises are removed on the pre-processing or at the process of scanning itself. So the document here that we used in the simulations also was the scan of this document. As you can see below, this is of multicolored, of red, but it doesn't matter what color we use because ultimately it would try to convert the entire document onto some binary image that we'll see later. So the second part is character template vector creation and grayscale conversion and binarization. So the template creation, as I have explained before, each letter of English alphabet has to be stored in the library, and those are called templates, and that has to be compared with each and every scanned letters. So the second part is grayscale conversion. So the image that we have has to be converted onto grayscale, and then we have to convert it to a binary image, which is basically either black or white. So we use Otsu method for automatic thresholding. It means there has to be a threshold value of pixel intensity, and all the pixel intensities lesser than the threshold value will be black, and all the pixels whose pixel intensity is greater than the threshold value will be white. So this term is explained more in our project report, and the derivation is there in the project report. So basic idea is to have a cluster of pixels which have intensity towards black and intensity towards white. We have to maximize the in between class variance. So the classes are the cluster of pixels. So we have to maximize the in between class variance so as to have a good threshold somewhere in the value. So this is how a class variation looks like without applying an Otsu variation, Otsu method of in between class variance maximization, and this is with using the class variance. You can see that just with the conversion without using our threshold, without using this automatic threshold, most of the information are lost. But here we still have the information. So the third part is called the segmentation, which is basically segmenting out the entire paragraph of text from the entire image, removing all the blocks of information which are not required, separating out words from each line, and eventually separating out each letters from each line, and then adjusting the aspect ratio so as to match the aspect ratio that is same in the templates in our library. So this is the example. This is in blue and red, and the same you can see that each line has been extracted separately, but you can see that it is either black or white. That means the binarization has been applied, and after this method each word will be separated and each letter will be separated. Also, before we do this segmentation, we perform a morphological binary opening, which means we set a value, say 15 pixels, and we try to remove all those connected components which has cluster of more than 15 pixels, which has clusters of more than 15 pixels. So we try to remove the interconnection of the letters. So suppose if this and this letter are connected, maybe because of some handwriting or some other issue, so it will try to remove all those connections. So the last part is the correlation with the template. So this is pretty much standard, that we use the core2 function. We try to correlate each alphabet that we extracted out from the scanned image with the one that is there in the library. Each correlation has got a correlation coefficient. The maximum correlation coefficient is the case where there is a maximum match and that letter is taken out from the library, and then a vector is created eventually with the word and then with the sentence, and then finally it is dumped onto a text file. So the correlation coefficient which is used in our algorithm is this one. And finally the output, we can see that output with the same has got a little changes, like the I looks like L and there is a space in between. This is not a very huge difference, but that can be dealt with, because as you can see there is a little bit of difference in between N and K, and I sometimes look like an L. So these general problems may happen. This may be taken care of with if we have a good set of templates. If we have more number of samples, for example, we can have 5 instances of each letter, so that the algorithm can know that A or B or C or D can look like these 4 types. So we increase the chances of the correlation. So these are the typical problems in OCR: poor scanning and poor environmental noise, as we have explained before. Major problem also lies in segmentation. Suppose there are a lot of suppose we even if we do a morphological image opening, still there are a lot of connected components, and when it tries to do a correlation, it is not able to do that. So a wrong letter is correlated, and then a wrong letter is extracted out. The fourth one is feature extraction issues. It kind of relates to the segmentation problem sometimes, because if we use the wrong classifier, if we use, for example, if we had used a core function instead of core2 function, see the difference is core function does a column wise coefficient calculation, but a core2 does an effectively an entire matrix element wise correlation. So that's what we want. We want the core2 instead of core. This point has also been discussed, like if we have more number of training samples, we increase the probability of correct correlation. Regrouping is sometimes related to segmentation problems as well, but we have to make a note of all the proper spaces and the line breaks that is there in the original document, so that a proper space in between word spaces and line breaks are applied in the output text file. These are the advantages. The text can be converted to speech. OCR machine can also be developed irrespective of the language, because many a times it happens that it could scan any of the language, and it tries to do some feature extractions, traverse through all the letter skeleton, and try to dump a closer or a converted language output onto a text file, but somehow it is machine readable. Google and Apple Maps, they do these kind of algorithms. They do some neural convolution methods, which are pretty much 98 to 99% accurate to do a street view scanning. And the last one is cloud-based OCR. The Google Drive, the Dropbox, they all can have the ability to store documents. They have engine to convert the document from say PDF or some JPEG image or BMP image onto some text files. And this is a small example that we have given. The use of classifier from these are the scans. You see the scans are segmented, classifier is properly adapted, and there is a mapping from X to Y. X is this one, Y is the samples from the library. If there is a proper matching, all the proper letters, all the proper numbers are returned. So now we will go through the code demonstration on the next part of the slide.